Switzerland's wealth has long been the envy of the world, a small nation in the heart of Europe, built on precision, neutrality, and restraint. But in 2025, that very stability has turned into a problem worth 1 trillion francs. When global markets panic, investors rush to buy Swiss francs. They see safety, order, and predictability. But for the Swiss National Bank, every new wave of confidence is a headache, not a compliment. Each surge in demand pushes the franc higher, making Swiss exports more expensive and threatening to drag the economy into deflation. So the central bank fights back by printing francs and buying foreign currencies to slow the rise. Over time, those purchases have added up. The SNB now sits on foreign assets roughly equal to the entire Swiss economy. This is the paradox of success. A country so trusted that it must work constantly to keep that trust from destroying its competitiveness. But now, the problem has gone global. The Trump administration, under its new America First 2.0 trade policy, has imposed tariffs of up to 39% on Swiss imports. The White House calls it retaliation for currency manipulation. Bern calls it economic overreach. Either way, the tariffs are biting. They hit watchmakers, machine tool producers, and agricultural exporters. Pharmaceuticals, Switzerland's largest export, are partially shielded, but not enough to offset the pain in other sectors. For Swiss industry, the shock is immediate. Luxury brands face a steep price disadvantage in the US market. Manufacturers who depend on American clients are scrambling to adjust contracts, production schedules, and logistics. Even dairy producers, a symbol of Swiss identity, are losing ground as cheese exports fall. And yet, the economy itself remains stable. Inflation is near zero, unemployment is low, and the government debt ratio is one of the healthiest in the world. Switzerland can absorb a tariff shock better than almost anyone. But the real question is, how long can it live with being too successful for its own good? If I were sitting at the Swiss National Bank, I would begin by turning the burden into opportunity. Those trillion-franc reserves could evolve into a sovereign investment fund, transparent, sustainable, and separate from monetary policy. Imagine a Swiss future fund that invests in renewable energy, digital infrastructure, and cutting-edge European research projects. It would transform the excess of global trust into a long-term national asset. At the same time, the SNB can quietly diversify its reserves, fewer dollars, more euros, and more strategic investments across Asia. That would reduce political vulnerability and align Switzerland with its real trading geography, Europe. For industry, the answer lies in flexibility. Swiss firms can relocate small parts of final assembly to the European Union or North America to navigate tariff rules while keeping their innovation at home. The government can extend credit guarantees and short-time work programs to cushion the transition. And diplomacy, Swiss diplomacy, must work as it always has. Patiently, quietly, without spectacle. By demonstrating that Switzerland's monetary policy is defensive, not predatory, by showing Washington that stability is not manipulation, but the responsible management of prosperity. There's a deeper story here too, one that concerns all of Europe. If even Switzerland, the most neutral, disciplined, and transparent of nations, can be accused of unfair play, then no European country is immune from the politics of economic nationalism. It signals a world where power, not prudence, defines trade relations. For Europe, the lesson is clear. We can no longer rely on moral authority or market efficiency to protect us. We need coordination, resilience, and strategic unity to face a world that rewards force over fairness. Switzerland's trillion-franc dilemma is Europe's story in miniature. Too rich to pity, too small to fight, and too valuable to ignore. The challenge is not to abandon stability, but to use it, to turn quiet wealth into quiet power. If Switzerland succeeds, it will remind the world that financial discipline and political neutrality can still be strengths in an age of economic chaos. If it fails, even the safest haven in Europe may learn that isolation is no longer a protection, but a risk. Switzerland now stands at a crossroads. Its task is not to chase growth or to print more money, but to redefine what stability means in the 21st century. Too rich for comfort, yes, but also, perhaps, rich enough to lead by example. If you enjoyed this analysis, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and visit westernrelations.com for more political insight from a European perspective. Thank you for watching.